You know what I could use right now? Just a little love bombing. You know what I mean? Like a little bit. A little bit. Just a little bit of like, hey, beautiful. Hey, gorgeous angel. You're so cool and cute. Can't wait to see you. When you date a lot of nonchalant men or when you talk to a lot of nonchalant men, like a love bomber coming along is like, yeah, I needed this. I needed this. I know you're going to ghost me in a week, but I needed to feel like a beautiful angel for 1 week because I talk to men who solely make me feel like a piece of stale cheese on the shelf. You know, like when you date a nonchalant man, they're just so nonchalant that you kind of need a little love bombing. Am I right? Am I toxic? A little. Love you guys. Bye.
When I was out there dating with the herpes virus, something really interesting would happen every time I was on a date with a doctor and I told them that I had it. They would never flinch, like not even a little bit. In fact, most of them would look at me and say, okay, so why are you telling me, like, as if it's a big deal? They would, of course, always be thankful that I mentioned it, and they were never concerned. Because I think, and well, I know, they understood how common the herpes simplex virus actually is, and they understand how it behaves in the body. If someone is educated, informed, and emotionally mature, they're not going to panic about herpes. So when you're out there dating, instead of wondering before every date, will they accept me when I tell them this? Start asking, are they someone who understands reality, or are they operating out of fear? Because the more educated someone is and the more emotionally intelligent, the less this herpes disclosure is gonna matter. So yes, go find yourself a smartie like I did.
My problem is that I will tell a man to nut in me. I will tell a man to come in me. I will tell him that I'm gonna keep it. I will tell him that I want his son. I'm gonna name it after him. And as soon as it all goes down, I'm getting off. I'm taking that plan B and I'm going to the clinic. We are not having this baby. No, 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 no. That baby's gonna end up in a vacuum in the toilet. I don't know where the fuck that baby's gonna end up, but it's not gonna end up born.
What the fuck?
So I just got back from this event, and what is wrong with men? They have lost the art of approaching. Like, if we make eye contact, and we make eye contact multiple times, that is your sign. That is your sign that I am interested, that the girlies are interested, and that is your sign for you to come up to us and talk to us, because that is the okay. What's funny is that my 50-year-old coworker was like, what's wrong with your generation? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, your generation, the men in your generation are a bunch of pussies. And it's like, and I'm like, what? They're like, nobody approaches women. And so like when I approach women, it makes me look like a weirdo because women are not used to getting approached anymore. And I'm like, I don't know about that. No, you know what? He was right, because I witnessed that today. I was like, wow, I was at this event. So many fine men made eye contact so many times with this one guy, kept fucking looking at me, and I kept looking at him. Nothing. It's like, okay, so like, you're not gonna say anything, bro? So like, do women have to do the approaching nowadays? Because that's not happening. If you think that's what's gonna happen, that's not what's gonna happen.
Reasons I stopped talking to or dating men. These are different people. So I want to talk about 3 of them. The first one, the first guy, he asked me out on a date with the literal words, can I take you out on a date? You sure can. So we get to the date, we sit down at the table, and I really need to use the bathroom. So I'm like, 1 second, just gonna go to the bathroom. Be right back. I come back. And this was like, I think just after COVID time. So it was still like you had the QR code and you kind of order and pay for it there and then on the table. So he goes to me, I've ordered and paid for mine. You just need to do yours. Sorry. Didn't you ask me on a date? So I grab my bag and I'm like, I'm not doing this. You literally asked me on a date and you couldn't even wait for me to come back to order the food. Like, that's crazy. So I walk off. I come home and he basically sends me a whole lot of abusive messages on WhatsApp. So I'm like, fucking hell, I literally dodged a bullet. Thank God for that. Second guy. This guy I'd been dating for a little while. Not long, but I think we'd been on like 4 dates probably. And this one morning, we were out to get coffee. We were walking to a coffee shop. He's holding my hand, bear in mind, okay? And this beautiful girl is coming, like, about to walk past us, right? So I'm looking at him. And he fully checks this girl out. Like, fully. up and down. Hello, you're holding my hand. I'm right here. So I wait. I don't say anything there and then. We go to a coffee shop, get the coffee, walk back to his. I grab my shit, get in my car, and I'm like, you will never hear from me again. Bye-bye. And that guy actually still to this day, he still messages me. He still says, can we please restart? Can we please try again? No, absolutely not. Then, third guy. Oh, sorry, please excuse my breathing. I don't know what's going on, but I'm really struggling breathing today. Third guy. This guy I've been talking to for just for a few days, so not long. We were getting on really well, so I was on vacation at the time. And we basically said, oh, let's meet when I get back. So this one day, we're chatting on WhatsApp, and he changes his profile photo 3 times. Within probably like 6 hours. 3 times. And they are all topless photos. From the same area, like same location, same clothing, like same jogging bottoms, just different angles, right? What are we doing here? Are we like rebranding? You want attention? I'm giving you attention. Is that not enough? Like, it's given unstable. And I know I'm not the most stablest of people, but we can't both be unstable, babe. It's just not going to work. So yeah, those are my reasons.
She is literally admitting that her self-worth is so bankrupt she's willing to invite an obvious manipulator into her life just for a temporary dopamine hit. She claims she's just bored of nonchalant men, but the reality is she's completely addicted to attention and validation. She's looking for a cheap temporary high because she lacks the internal substance required to actually sustain her own self-esteem.
It's so useless!
She genuinely frames a highly infectious, lifelong STD as a test of a man's emotional intelligence and education just to bypass her own accountability. She tries to label any guy who values his own physical health and sexual safety as fearful or uneducated because it's easier to shame men than to accept that an infectious virus drastically lowers her market value.
Nasty bitch.
She's mad that men have adapted to the hostile environment her peers created, and now she's realizing that pure entitlement isn't enough to make a high-value guy jump through hoops anymore. If she wants men to start approaching again, she should apologize for accusing perfectly innocent men for being creeps when they tried to approach her before.
Facts.
She's entirely trapped in a loop of hypersensitivity and emotional overreactions, treating every micro interaction like a catastrophic deal breaker. She abandons a date over a QR code ordering misunderstanding, ghosts a guy for glancing at another human, and diagnoses a man as unstable just for changing his profile picture. She thinks she's dodging bullets, but her own erratic behavior proves she's looking for any excuse to run. When a woman is this fragile and hypercritical, she isn't filtering for red flags. She's just fundamentally unqualified for a mature relationship.
Politically speaking, you are damaged goods.
Real men of genius. Real